Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you Christmas Battleforce box news for us over here in Tyranids. Yes, it appears the rumors were true. We are getting a Crusher Stampede Monster Mass Battleforce box. And it's been officially revealed on Warhammer Community. So, of course, I want to talk about it. With that, let's read this little blurb that they have here. Hive fleets drift silently through the stars, seeking their latest planet-sized meal as they incubate a vast horde of Tyranid broods within them. When a target is identified, they begin to launch spores full of bioforms at the planet to subjugate its defenders. When encountering particularly tough prey, the Hiveman will unleash a horde of its largest monsters to utterly annihilate them. A collection of creatures referred to by distraught survivors as a Crusher Stampede. A Neurotyrant with two Neuroloids provides a synaptic core for this bestial menagerie. The Screamer Killer, so called for the ear-splitting shriek it makes as it hurls gouts of burning bioplasm. Sorry, live visceral reaction. Leads the charge, accompanied by a Tyrannifex, which carries a huge living weapon, an unfathomably ravenous Haruspex, and a Maliceptor, which obliterates foes with powerful psychic energy blasts. These monsters also have alternative builds. The Tyrannifex can be built as a termagant birthing Turvagon, the Haruspex as a sentient artillery piece known as an exocrine, and the Maliceptor as a miasma generating toxicrene. So, uh, it's good that they just said directly, hey, alternative builds are right there. I'll be honest, when I was confused if that was true. Honestly, I don't think I was the only one confused. If I remember looking at other people's takes when they did the combat patrol, pretty sure that they just didn't say if it would have alternative builds. But so I'm glad that they in this article confirmed right there. Yes, you will get the pieces for the other kits as well. You won't just be stuck with that. Now, Crusher Stampede or Crusher Stampede. First off, how do I feel about the things in it? Well, personally, I I like it a bit. I'm okay. First, second, I guess at this point, I'm really glad that there's no fucking psychophage in this. If they would have thrown another fucking psychophage our way, I would have lost my fucking mind. Next, the fact that it's Horrors of the Hive in the box, i.e., Screamer Killer and Neurotyrant, maybe they're still trying to get rid of it because they found out people aren't going to buy this fucking thing for 114 points. All of us that have uh, collection will tell new players don't spend $114 on these two. But as I have seen through comments on a couple of videos now, it gets tough out here trying to find them individually. I've looked on eBay quite a few times recently, and I'm just not finding Tyranid models in the same way that I did uh, about maybe a year ago. Nah, not a year ago. Like 7, 8 months. Fuck it, a year. Who really doesn't really matter that much, but. There's less on my eBay listing from what I can see, and some of you have told me to check out Facebook Marketplace, and I haven't done that lately. I haven't been in dire need for a model, but I still need to do that. So if you are in the position listening to this video, like, should I buy it? The Battleforce box highly depends on the price. Do we have prices? Do we have prices confirmed? Each Battleforce box gets you the miniatures within a lower price than buy them separately, and they will be available to pre-order later in the year. So we don't have direct prices confirmed immediately. So that's my biggest thing, right? But if you are new and you're wondering if you should buy Horrors of the Hive, I would tell you no. It's not worth. These are not worth $114 combined. Find those at a discount some way somehow. You'll be fine without these two models unless you really really love it. It's your hobby. Do what you want. That's just my tidbit on that. So you have Horrors of the Hive, the Maliceptor kit, the Haruspex kit, and the Tyrannifex kit. I ordered them from price greatest to cheapest, whatever. Most expensive to cheapest. So $114 for this, 89, 89, $69. Well, nice. But this is this Battle Force box. It needs to cost for me to get it. Obviously, less than $370, whatever. Definitely less than that. Um, to what's the most I'm willing to spend personally? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that because if the slight chance GW says that, in the slight chance that they're still trying to figure out prices, and they're like, "Ha, we got a sucker right here that said they'll pay $350 for the box. We'll do that." I'm not going to be the one to do it. So actually, let me not put that out into the universe. But it has to be pretty cheap for me to get it. Now, on that note, I'll be honest. I've never bought a Christmas Battle Force box. Never have. I never really found a reason to for me or a friend or whatever. I just never had a real reason to. Yeah, but from what I do know, most people would say that it is a decent discount for when they come out if you can obtain them. Uh, so, with that in mind, if it's cheap enough, there is a chance that I'll still buy it because I could use another Tyranofex, um, probably another Maliceptor. I guess I could use another Exocrine too. Um, I really don't need another Screamer Killer or Neurotyrant, so for that, if I were to buy the box, I'd probably sell those myself. Um, if I do that, he said doo doo. But yeah, like I don't know, maybe. So that's my initial take on it. As far as the contents themselves, I can't. It is our best monsters. It's our best monsters, save for the Screamer Killer. Well, who's the runner-up after the Screamer Killer, huh? Hmm. I guess right now it'd be a Trigon or a Moloch. I guess that'd be the next best thing for most people. Oh, duh! There's no Hive Tyrant in here. Yeah, huh? That's another box that there's no Hive Tyrant. How much is the Hive Tyrant nowadays? Hive Tyrant. Tyrant. Okay, I guess it's not in dire need of a cheaper box. Like it's just $4 less than a Tyranofex, huh? But you know, in the sense that all of our list, almost all edition, have looked like Tyranofex, uh, Exocrine, Maliceptor. And now that we've had more Haruspex inclusion, which is great, we know that I've liked the Haruspex for a while. I've tried to convince people outside of Assimilation Swarm that, hey, it's cheap enough to still do things, and now it's getting mileage. So it's nice that that's happened. And again, like the only thing that nothing happened to it actually. Yeah, nothing happened to it. I get to say I told you so from the start. Ha! Take that, internet. But you know, that's finally, that's cool. Screamer Killer is neat. Especially this has some neat options for new player synergy. And the fact that, yeah, the Neurotyrant, if you attach, you know, whatever, it can then plus one to wound, something that's battle shocks. We know that thing. We've seen Screamer Killer do it, and now the Haruspex also has a chance. That's why Horrors of the Hive kind of works, but not for the price that it. Not for the price. Like fuck that price. But it kind of works. Maliceptor we've seen go up. Haruspex. So you know, I think if they were going to actually pick Tyranid monster models to put together, this is definitely the best that they could have done, save for throwing in a Hive Tyrant too. And the Hive Tyrant kit probably would be a bit annoying to fit in here because it would have to have either the pieces for Walkrent, Flyrant, and Swarmlord at this point. Like if they gave you the alternative builds for uh, Tyranofex, Haruspex, Exocrine, Turvagon, Maliceptor, Toxicrin, but they didn't do that for the Hive Tyrant, that'd be fucking weird. So that'd probably be admittedly too many plastic bits in the box for them to make it okay enough. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. And again, looking over the prices, right? Horrors of the Hive. If you were to buy this, it's $114. Again, look at somewhere else besides GW prices. Malice up there. Thankfully, you can buy it again. I went over this recently. $89. Hard specs, 89. Tyrant effects, 69. Uh, Also, I do find it kind of funny. I was just talking about how I miss Crusher Stampede in the sense of viability. And here we go with more Crusher Stampede. And I don't mean ninth edition Crusher Stampede. I understand. I mean this earlier edition Crusher Stampede and the fact that it like provided something slightly that just wasn't somewhere else. Slightly. Move monster through wall is pretty good. Um, I feel like there's something else that I'm definitely forgetting about this that I wanted to address. And if I do, I'll put it in a pinned comment. I think that covers everything. Like, that's good monsters. Well, actually, let me pull up one more thing. Hold on. I'm pulling it up on my phone, so there's no QuickTime edit. Ah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Got it. I remember now. The only other thing I would have liked to see in this box, instead of a Screamer Killer. You know what I'm going to say if you are a regular here, if you are a monstrosity, you know what monster I'm going to say that I would have liked to see in here. Would have liked to have seen in here. A Norn. If they would have put a Norn in this box, that would have been fucking cool. Uh, Norn instead of the Screamer Killer. Again, I. It's not that I hate the Screamer Killer, right? It's not that. It's the fact that you have just Horrors of the Hive Mind and three other kids. So it's like, yeah, I see that you're really trying to get rid of that stock because you have overpriced the hell out of that box. These units are overpriced like a motherfucker here. Mainly because there's no way to they're box locked, right? That's what you've done here. I mean, more or less, the Neurotyrant can kind of be found other places, but finding them individually, right? Like let's what box lock for newer players, what this means. If I try to buy a Neurotyrant, all right, that's it. If I try to buy a Screamer Killer, this also isn't even true anymore because that's the old listing. But sure, we'll press enter just so you can see. Uh, yeah, these this is old Screamer Killer stuff, so it won't give you the stuff for it. You can only get that, so that's box lock, right? So coming back to Horrors of the Hive Mind, if you, I would have liked to have seen a Norn. Now, does that mean that I would have wanted it to be 4 here? No, I would have wanted them to finally break shit up and then, cut this, cut this. I understand that drives the price of this part up, so you can call it much more of a discount, and I know that they probably would not have. But I would have liked to have seen access to a Norn somewhere else, like in a box. I understand it's one of their like $100 model. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Last I've looked at the Norm price because I have mine. Uh, I haven't really needed to acquire more Norns. Maybe I, maybe I should. If anybody just is like, yeah, I got a Norn for $10. Here's a Norn. I'm getting out of the hobby. Here's $10 Norn. I'd take it anyway. But I did not look at the price hike since they have announced prices because I haven't needed to buy anything from them. Uh, so the Norn at 122 is kind of hefty. That's kind of insane. But yeah, that's what I would have liked to see in the box. Goodness, I could literally just hit back. Cool. But yeah, that's the only other thing I would have liked to see in Crusher Stampede. But the things that are in here all make sense, right? Everybody needs a Neuro Tyrant nowadays. Tyran effects. Then you have Haruspex and Maliceptor. Not sure what's going on in the background all of a sudden, so I'm going to wrap this up so that you all don't hear whatever. But whatever's going on. goodness. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Christmas Battle Force box for us over here in Tyranids. Crusher Stampede looks okay enough at a decent inclusion. Like it looks like these selections are fine. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.